I'm loving the jams. I'm not sure what the song is, but I was totally moving and grooving. I hope you were as well. Welcome everyone to the Unblinded Huddle, the #1 place to start your day with a daily dose of integrity-based human influence. Today's Trajectory Tuesday. Trajectory Tuesday. Trajectory Tuesday. I'm so present to the word trajectory, velocity, zone action, terminology, words. Overall, a process, a destination, having somewhere to go, having a map. How much easier is it to use a GPS? Is it to have a map to execute on the things you want in life? And in Trajectory Tuesday, we focus on micro distinctions, and we focus on many other dynamics that appear on this beautiful morning huddle. And actually, thank you all for being here. Seriously, thank you. I appreciate it. It is August. We are here. We are here together. It is Tuesday, and we have sports memorabilia in the back. So, Sean, what is happening? How are you? And if you don't mind, just bringing the computer down just a tad and jump into Trajectory Tuesday.
Let's go, brother. How are you? How's everybody out there on Trajectory Tuesday? It is a special Trajectory Tuesday today, Fernando. It is the birthday of my daughter, Emma. She is 17 today. There's like driver's licenses in the air, and it's not nothing.
It is not nothing. Well, yeah. Happy birthday.
We'll have our third Calgary child. Although the weather, there's like an open question of like cancellation for driver's tests. So we'll have our third Calgary child hopefully today. If not, then tomorrow with the reschedule with the weather on the road. So that is not nothing, Fernando.
Yeah, things just flash through my mind as I see Bella, who's 13. I got a couple more years. So that seems so far and mind-boggling to me right now.
Dude, it did. And I missed nothing. I got to walk my kids to school. I had the blessing and privilege of walking my kids to school every single morning. Maybe like 1% of mornings not. To kindergarten, first grade, second grade, right? Dropping them off, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, junior high, like all the way through until Tyler got his license. And in the entire time, and this is about Trajectory Tuesday, I knew this would end, right? Like we come to like this place, and I was like cherishing every moment because people were like, I was busy and I woke up and like it all like I missed it all. Like I didn't miss any of it, right? And it went by like that. So it is truly remarkable. And this Trajectory Tuesday, I dropped in on that, not to say, like, wow, like let's make sure that, we don't work too hard and we're taking care of our families. Like, no, let's work really hard and take care of our families and create moments. Because, and Tony Robbins lovingly says this, I first heard in his Personal Power, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years will pass. Like it's going to happen. I think he got that from Jim Rohn, I believe. And the question is like, where will we be? Right. At the end of that 1, 5, 10 years, like where will we be? And it's that for the things you're building. And we said yesterday, we pick up today with chatting a bit more about the movement as we talk about Unblinded from arduous to momentum to abundance. And that we'll be talking about in the context of where you are in the dynamics of the book, The Tipping Point. And we talked about, to drive it home, that there are 3 personality types as Malcolm Gladwell defines them, okay? And this is, again, just for, we talked about in your 10 by 10, 10 different personality types, galvanizers and, folks for driving account, operationalizers and, right? But if we simply look at business growth and development, right, as like there's a world, and this is why, for some, like if you're like, well, I want to hit that acceleration, I just want to hit that acceleration. There's 3 parts. There's your process mastery, right? There's your influence mastery, and there's your self mastery. Okay, and your process mastery, all 3 are critical. Okay, and in your process mastery, right, there's an entire world of people, right? Like this is the whole world of people. Then there's a much smaller world over here of people, right? And Malcolm Gladwell calls this the law of the few. The law of the few. And he talks about them in terms of being mavens, connectors, and salespeople. And if you weren't here yesterday, we talked about these things, but we'll reinforce. Mavens are people who get off on like they are right. Objectively, it is true. Like when they say it is, like it is, right? So Consumer Reports would be an example. In your family, there's an example. It's like, no, like this is the best restaurant. Your family's like, oh yeah, that is the best restaurant. Like in ecosystems, there are mavens, right? Their opinion, they've researched it, they know it to be true. It is true. Like my son, Tyler, has mavenness present, like in the family. It's like, no, that's not true. The way that you can get money out of China, when people say you can't get money out of China, Fernando, is because the Chinese government, in their desire to have Macau still be an industrial center and to spread of casino-ness and fun, they've created laxness, even though they know this occurs, that if you want to get your money out, you could pay for a trip, Fernando, to like Macau. And if you're a billionaire, you can get like a trip of a yacht and like rooms and like $100 million in chips or 100 million in Chinese money. And then you can convert that money back into US dollars as you're leaving Macau. And it's a way to get money out of China, despite their laws of investing there and only being able to take out $50,000 in conversion to US currency, US dollars from it. In case you're like, what are you talking about? Like, I have no idea, but this is what my son Tyler thinks about, right? So he's like the maven. So like my daughters, when it's like, Tyler, how does it work like with the sun and the moon and tides and gravitational pull and low and high tide? They don't ask me, they ask him. That's a maven, right? So salespeople, right? And they're right. Mavens are like, right. Like they're researched, it's true, it's real. Salespeople are people who get off on influencing other people about things. It's like, hey, you know what? Like this pizza is so good. You have to eat this pizza. It may not be the best pizza in the world. They may not have researched all pizza, but they're like, you have to eat this pizza. It's so good, right? Like, and you have to go like surfing in the sandbar. It's like amazing. Fernando, let's go. Like, I know there's a storm, but it's really fun. Like, let's go, right? Salespeople are people that can go from hello to yes. Like mavens, people come to them for their opinion. And they're like the source of authority and yesness. Salespeople go out and press messages forward, okay? Connectors, on the other hand, are people who just connect humans. I just got off the phone with super connector David Gonzalez. And super connector David Gonzalez is like, dude, feeling this whole like Real Raw thing and everything, like I don't want it to be like, any real effort on my part. So I just want to do my magic. And yeah, like, accountants, attorneys, like, financial services providers, these people, coaches, salespeople, these are great people from Blinded. So like, yeah, I have this friend who's got like 10,000 accountants. So like, let's begin there. Would that work? And I got this other guy who's like, yeah, like I have, 11,000 salespeople that are like super connected to me. What do you want to do? That's a connector. They think in terms of just connecting people. They don't want their opinion to be the bomb. They don't want to chase people and convince them of things. That's what they think salespeople have to do. They just want to connect people. Now, the problem for connectors often is they end up not getting their just due because they don't make agreements optimally for them. That's a longer story for a different day. But the point is on your progressing. So like, I'm going to get rid of the big world over here because the big world over here, and take this, like this is a big statement I'm about to make and people get very confused. I don't confuse your tennis game, my surfing ability, my baseball ability, my ability to play a video game, your ability to make meatballs. Like I don't convince them with your value as a human being in the world. Fernando, is that clear? Like we're not getting confused about people's value as a human. Does that make sense?
Making sense.
But some people have a lot more cash than other people. Some people know how to get money out of China, right? And other people don't. Some people, most people don't, have an understanding of how to create and scale a business. Some people make things tip, make things go from arduous into momentum, into abundance, right? Most people don't. So most of the people that you're dealing with are people that are less than optimal for you to be spending time forming agreements with. That doesn't mean they don't belong in your world. That means they could be like a social proofer of you, right? They could be a galvanizer, energetically, all the other things we talk about. So Malcolm Gladwell calls it the law of the few, and here's where he and I differ. I think that this big world of other fine folks, amazing people, have a place in our life, your life, my life, everybody's life. It's amazing. And not just for love, connection, and friendship. There's also great things to do together. People could bring galvanizing energy. They could bring fun energy. Right? They could be a part of things. They could be administratively amazing, right? They're incredibly valuable for the mutual building of things and exchanging of value, okay? Overall. But what they're not particularly helpful for, and maybe a complete waste of time, is trying to make them into salespeople, mavens, and connectors. Maven salespeople and connectors are much more rare. And those are the people that you want to be merging ecosystems with. That's who you want to be merging ecosystems with. It's the maven is the person for the organizational grouping that they say yes, and it's good and done. And that same organizational grouping, there'll be salespeople and there'll be connectors. And maybe you need a connector to connect you to the maven. But if you're thinking of this and you're like, why are we talking about this? You know, what's the why? It's this. If you're feeling the desire for like next level trajectory acceleration in your process mastery, it is accelerating mavens, connectors, and salespeople to be the folks you're merging ecosystems with and using, I don't even know what is unwritten on at this point, right? And using the real, raw, or others speaking to do it, but I'm going to challenge anybody not to debate me that there's a faster way than this. I'll challenge you to find your mavens, connectors, and salespeople. And so when everybody else is like binge watching Netflix in the world, I'm not saying people here, or like reading something inspirational, I'm thinking of the math of your process mastery acceleration in a heart-centered, loving way, because I want to make sure people are clear, not just logically, but emotionally connected. So your trajectory acceleration is about your accelerating your hello to yeah. You're getting your self-mastery straight to do it. Your process mastery straight, organized, and time blocking, and vertically innovating all the process mastery components. And your influence mastery being in place to go from hello to yes. And that's how your business doubles. That's how your time doubles. That's how your magic doubles, or 5X's or 10X's. That's the space of it on Trajectory Tuesday. This is what we're talking about. And in the chat, please put, what don't you understand yet? What do you need support in? By the way, here's the best way. I'm going to give you one more takeaway on Trajectory Tuesday. Like, let's take a quick snapshot of this, right? I'm sure we have it recorded. I don't even know what I just said because it's recorded, right? So there's a snapshot of it. And here's the deal. When you're going to ask a question, you are, this is unblinded language. I am, Frando, not what? I'm not what, Frando?
I'm not. Nothing's coming to me.
Confused.
Oh, I am not confused.
I am not confused. You are confused, but now you're not.
Thank you.
I am not confused. You are not confused. You are not confused. So when you're asking a question, we eliminate the language, the power of language from last week. We eliminate, I don't understand. I'm confused. No, you're not. You're not confused. You could say, this is what you could say when you're asking questions. For your own empowerment, your growth mindset, not your fixed, like your growth versus fixed mindset, it is, I think, ... Yes? So come up with what you think it is. Somebody goes, I don't understand. No. What specifically do you think it is? And then say, am I right? Yes. And then we can align right from there. The people you lead, ask them, hey, what do you think it is? What do you think this is? Explain it to me. And then you can align and clarify. And these are things that I am like, they're exploding the distinction. So it's for today, so we don't overwhelm. 1, use the real raw to find your mavens, connectors, and salespeople. Because if you do not have the momentum and abundance, if you're an arduous, right? Any part of arduous of going from increasing your money, time, and magic, it is unquestionably because you're not connecting enough with mavens, connectors. You're not merging ecosystems with connectors, mavens, and salespeople. That's just fact, right? So Fernando, you want to create massive acceleration in real raw opens.
Yes.
Find maven, connector, and salespeople, accountants, financial service providers, lawyers. Find them, seek them, build a relationship with them directly. Don't random, now, because we talk networking as random.
Yes.
How random is it to find mavens, connectors, and salespeople? If these are a fraction of the people in the world, and you're just going out and randomly hoping to bump into people that might magically grow your business networking, think of how crazy that is. That would be like me hoping to find, and I'm not being dismissive, it's tragic when people are homeless and these things. It'd be like going into a dumpster, not even going to a dumpster, hoping walking down the street that you're going to a dumpster would actually be like not randomized. It will be looking randomly for like money to fall out of the sky or like food to just like manifest. No, we go to supermarkets. If you have money, you go to a supermarket, you buy things, people have made them for you. You're not just randomly hoping to like, oh, there's a deer, maybe I could like eat it. Like that's not what's happening. In networking, that's what people are doing. So the Real Raw is designed to create this dynamic for the finding of mavens, connectors, and salespeople. And then you have all the operational dynamics, separate conversation behind it of what to do, because you could easily scroll that up once you meet them. That's again, a separate point for a different huddle. But the point is, where is your ecosystem merging? Are you merging ecosystems? And if you are, you're seeking mavens, connectors, and salespeople. That's who you're seeking to merge ecosystems with. And in the chat, the second point for today, in your life, you're not confused, right? You're not confused. You understand. You don't not understand. You're not running around the world saying, I'm confused. It's, hey, I think it's this. Am I right? And you're seeking alignment to close the gap with the people in your leadership and delivering truth to people. I'm not afraid to say this and tell the truth. People are lost. Like not the people here, most of the world, and maybe us a little bit of a letter, we're blind. That's what it's unblinded. We're being unblinded, seeing what we don't see. This is how we create that acceleration. And once you commit and decide in your heart, because for a lot of us, we do know this, and it's our own self-mastery and fear of failure, right? And rejection that's stopping people. Easy to deal with. We talked about our other huddles. We'll continue to deal with it. I will pause there. Fernando, what are you hearing from today? What is present for you, and anything you want to share from the chat?
Let me take a peek at the chat. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we got going on here. So we have Michelle Whitman. I heard you say, is that correct? Is there anything else? No. Or did you find mavens? I'm not confused, still learning. All right. So Mr. Callaghy, this is, and I literally sent the note to Matt at the beginning because these are always recorded anyway. And I said, take a peek at this one. This one's going to be good. In my inner Rob Gilness, I feel like you shifted a gear, you cracked open a new book. I don't know what you're doing, but this right here, this was incredible. This is a beautiful, and I'm using language like a container of viewing, and now like understanding the three, and then the bigger circle. There's use there, the organizationalizer, all that. Not which is more optimal. Well, yeah, which is more optimal, and all those things. Not right or wrong. That container, exceptional. So this huddle, record it, watch it. Thank you for those notes. I got three stars with boxes. Stars with boxes in my notebook mean you must remember this. So I usually only average like 2 a week. So you got 3 a day. Boom, Mr. Callaghan.
Well, thank you, brother. And listen, and remember, because sometimes it gets a little confusing, this is what it looks like to then be sitting in your beach house with your son, talking about casinos in Macau and thinking about like, how did we get here? And then like body surfing on massive, beautiful waves, like walking in the sand. And then I'm saying this just like to like, this may not motivate you or inspire you, right? But it does me, because I want to have a place that we can create that people from Unblinded come to and congregate. So it's when a house 2 doors down from you goes on sale for $1 million, you immediately put an offer in, you say cash deal, you say only condition is inspection, when 14 people immediately congregate in the house when it goes up for sale and push everybody away and buy that house 2 doors down. This is what it looks like, so you can create the vision and dreams you want and how all of it intermixes. And that was my Saturday. It was like, I want that house. We're getting it on sale, 2 doors down, done. Right? That's what we're building, we're creating. And what that doesn't have to mean anything to you. And for some people, right, like, you know, I don't know, Bill Gates would be like, that's a joke. Of course we could do that. For other people, that's like, oh my God, why would you need like a 3rd beach house all within a few feet of each other? And the answer is because we're building a place that we can run seminars. And I'm building a place like eventually where my grandchildren will be, and generationally, and their children forever. Like an entire home complex of amazingness, fun, and beauty and wonder and magic. This is what it looks like. You are in the right place. You are not confused. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. Fernando, amazing job, brother. Adam, amazing job. Unblinded team. This is extraordinary what's happening on the inside team. Everybody listening out there, these are people getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Before that, being on calls, 7 o'clock in the morning, being on calls, working till 7, 8, 9, 10 at night to build this for all of us, for you, for us, all of us, to have more money in less time, more magic, to make the world an even greater place. And we all know the world needs it. We need it. It's amazing. Love you all. Happy Trajectory Tuesday.